Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope we're having a glorious day. Happy July. And welcome to the Sustainable Change Weight Loss Clinic. Tonight, guys, we're talking about diet fads that you do need to avoid. So if you're here, give me a wave. Say hello. Diet fads. Fads you need to avoid. If you're here, give me a wave. Other announcements tonight, guys, talking about Tough Mudder, what's going to be happening this Saturday. Have your pen and paper with you. Also got a challenge for you this week. And have a little surprise as well. Deborah Hunt, hello. Helen Desmond, massive congrats to Helen Desmond, who's just become engaged. Helen, so happy for you. Sonia, Leslie Ann, Anne McKay, Sarah Rampton. Let's start as you always do. Share some big wins, guys. What have we achieved so far on your weight loss journey? My name's Alex. I run a team of psychologists, dietitians, personal trainers, and we specialize in sustainable weight loss. So if you're here and you're looking to lose weight, you're obviously in the right place. If you're new to this, click on the link in the description of this video and message me the word sustainable, and we'll send you some free fat loss trainings to get you up and running. Dana Bird, Leslie Howell, Sonia Skeeto, hello. Jennifer Stewart. Massive thank you to everyone last week who kindly shared our weight loss clinic. Please do. Diane Yerkes, lost my first stone. Diane, that is incredible. You're not with us very long. And the fact that you've achieved that is phenomenal. Margaret McKeever, hello. Avita, my first video. Fantastic. Lorraine Duggan, evening. How are you? My life, great friends, mindset, weight loss. Denny Phillips, hello. Tracy Elstone. So those of you who aren't aware, we are raising money for stroke. Every year we do something to make a difference. Our mission is to help 1 million people live longer, healthier and happier lives. One of the ways we achieve that or progress toward it is by raising money for charity. And this year we're focusing on doing everything we can to help people who have either had a stroke or help the families of people who have been massively impacted by stroke. And I'm very confident that some of you watching this will know someone who's had a stroke or worse, has had to sacrifice a lot of their own life to look after someone. And I know a lot of you don't want to be a burden on anybody either. And so far to date, guys, we've raised £14,000, £14,318, which is absolutely incredible. And to showcase this, we're doing Tough Mudder, a mud event, a charity event, an obstacle course in Manchester this Saturday coming, July 13th. So far, Claire Soulsby's raised £1,100. Doward has raised £1,000. Hayley King has raised $933. Sati Joe Hill, $850. Deborah Hunt, $820. Carolyn Beaumont, $798. Romy Jones, $755. Caroline Crouch, $560. Judy, 537. Well done. Jane Barrett, 529. So many of you achieved so much, guys. Any donations would be greatly appreciated. I'm going to fire a link here for anyone watching this. It is for an incredible cause. My dad had a stroke. My grandfather had a stroke. It is very much in my family. So it's something that I feel very strongly about. Few details. And I've got an announcement, by the way, about Tough Mudder, which I'm buzzing about. So, Saturday, we're driving to Heaton Park. Team meet up, Tough Mudder bag drop, 8 a.m. Team photo, 8:30 a.m. at the start line. At the start line, guys. Super important that before 8:30, you've already dropped off your bags. Or you've given your bags to spectators. If your jacket's off and you're wearing the lovely green TSD t-shirt for that photo. I don't want anyone dropping off the bag during the photo because I don't want anyone to miss the photograph. That's so important that nobody misses it. And then that evening, we're having a dinner at 7:30 and we're having dinner in Foundry Project Restaurant. Foundry Project Restaurant is dinner at 7:30. Dinner's on me. So guys, please come along. Try and move things around. If you hadn't planned on staying the extra night, move some things around now to make that happen. I would love to have a drink with you, to meet you in person, and of course to do a post-mortem and all the incredible things you've accomplished at Tough Mudder during the day. And that is Tough Mudder this week. And bigger announcement, which I want to share for all those people who really want to do it on Saturday, but for one reason or another cannot do it. We are launching another Tough Mudder event this year. This year. Can I get a drum roll, please? Not only are we doing Tough Mudder this Saturday, we're doing it again before we see the back of 2024. So comment drum roll, please. Samantha Kelly, please come for dinner. I'd love to see you there again. Can't wait to meet everyone again for sure. This year, we are doing it the 21st of September in London. London. So for those of you who can't make this Saturday, for those of you who are making this Saturday and want to do it twice in the 1 year, we're doing it again in September. We're going to do events more often. I love meeting you in person. We've had loads of feedback that you guys appreciate it as well. And I want to give more opportunity to some people who couldn't make it because of the fact they're on holiday in July. So that is the crack. That is the update. That is the announcement. So there we go. 21st of September, another Tough Mudder. And I'm just absolutely buzzing about that. And I really, really mean that. And I really, really mean that. And again, thank you to everyone who's kindly donated. Please do keep donating. I will post the link below. It is for a great cause. Okay. So hands up here. Hands up here who has, Heidi Lucas is saying yay already. Brilliant. And the link to sign up to the new Tough Mudder in September will be going live midday on Saturday. So you guys watch the inner circle. Keep an eye on it. Okay. So now I would like you to raise your hand and tell me a name, or actually better again, comment a name of a fad diet that you've done. Comment below the name of a fad diet that you will have completed. Hands up here who has partaken in a fad diet. Anne Clark, hello. Great stuff, Lorraine. Atkins, paleo. Right, let's run through these. Atkins, paleo, keto. The first three I'm going to do. Atkins diet, what is it? Atkins diet is a diet where you have to remove carbohydrates. Okay? What happens when you remove carbohydrate? Hands up what happens. Hands up what happens. Hands up what happens when you remove carbohydrate from our diet. We've low energy. We're higher risk of injury. We're more irritable. We've lower mood. We make worse decisions. We don't recover. We're miserable. We can't partake in social settings. And we are giving the wrong example to our kids and grandkids. That's but a few reasons as to why I never want anyone to remove carbs. Don't get me wrong. There's ways you can have carbohydrate in your diet that's helpful, and perhaps ways that's less helpful. Less helpful, having very large portions of creamy pasta with no vegetables and perhaps no protein source. More helpful, having whole wheat pasta or tagliatelle with a low-fat cream sauce or a tomato-based sauce, or perhaps some grated mozzarella on it, with lean protein sources and lots of vegetables through it on a small plate to control portion sizes. That's how we can do it. Carbs the right way. Paleo diet. What is the paleo diet, guys? Paleo diet, the paleo diet, I love that you're talking to one of the guys, this is amazing. The paleo diet is a diet where we eat what the cavemen ate. Eat what the cavemen ate. Okay. So the argument is if cavemen didn't eat it, then we are not meant to eat it, so we shouldn't eat it. My argument to that is people from the cavemen days typically lived to about 40. Average life expectancy was less than 40, actually. So why do we want to regress backwards? Because it's exactly what it's doing. The paleo diet does not allow things like yogurt or rice because it's processed. Processed isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's a very common myth that processed foods are bad foods. Yes, there's lots of foods that are processed that are very high in triglycerides and very, very high in saturated fats, like sausage rolls, pastries, cakes, pies. All of these are very high calorie. However, rice is processed. It's manufactured by man. So is oats. These are things the cavemen didn't eat, but there's no reason why you shouldn't eat oats or rice. So for that reason, unnecessary excluding foods is not helpful. The benefits of paleo, if there are benefits of it, is it does encourage more intake of fruit and veg and also of some carbohydrates. But the fact that it excludes food means I'm never going to support it. It's not sustainable. Okay, keto. Hands up here who's tried keto. Thank you, Joe Davis, Tough Mudder in Wales. Fruitarian diet. Hello, Jenny Hobday. Joe Costello, hello. Hope you're having a glorious day. Hope you're having a glorious day, Joe. I'm pretty sure I have a call with you tomorrow at 12:30. Ireland is full of mud, certainly is, Kate. Lots of people have tried keto. Nicoletta has tried keto. So keto is a diet where we remove carbohydrates and it encourages the intake of fat. And the theory behind it is that if we eat more fat, our body will break down fat. So, just so we know the theory behind that, in 1980, there was one study, and I'm calling all scientists in the room here, one study, 5 subjects, all put on a keto diet, all monitored in terms of fat oxidation to see whether or not they break down more fat by consuming more fat. Out of the 5 subjects, one subject experienced increased fat oxidation. The results from that fat oxidation on that one subject were temporary and then normalized after 24 hours, showing no difference between the control or those in the keto diet. Scientists in the room, first of all, should know one study means nothing. It has to be a meta-analysis of well-controlled literature before we make any conclusions on whether or not something is going to work and whether or not something is safe. Second, 5 subjects is not a sound sample size, so it's not relevant at all. Third, the results were temporary, didn't work long-term. Keto leads to bad breath. It is a high intake of dietary fat, which does 2 big things that damages your health, and this is really important. One, it will actively damage your gallbladder. I have had so many people I've spoken to have their gallbladder removed from going on keto. Second, it leads to a buildup of plaque in the arteries, increasing cholesterol, blood pressure, and your risk of having a stroke. So considering we are raising money to prevent stroke, I'm pretty sure you're confident in knowing that we're not going to support keto. Fasting. Hands up here who's fasted. Hands up here who has fasted. Thank you, Sue Birch. It's not even a proof of concept. Well done. Sue sounds like a scientist to me. Love it, Sue. Hilary Varney, hello. Fasting. Who's done fasting here? Hands up. Carla Swarbrick, hello. How are you doing? Massive thank you as well, of course, to Sati for sharing this. And Hayley King. Sati, thank you for the wonderful videos from Harmony earlier. You're very good. Nanette, hello. Great speaking to you today. Jennifer Fish, you're a reliable one. Every single Monday, you're here without fail. Alison Crooks. Dana Bird. Look at this. Lulu Agate. One of her friends had a gallbladder removed from keto. See that? That's more proof. It's damaging. It's dangerous. The 5-2. Slim fast. Fasting. Okay. Let's look at these guys. Fasting. What is fasting? Is the 5-2 is a little bit different. I'm going to separate fasting and the 5-2. We'll do fasting first of all. Fasting, like there's a amount of nonsense I've seen online. I've seen a quiz. By the way, if any of you ever see a quiz online that has got lots of different quadrants that says choose your diet or your training program based on your age or based on what you want as a result. And I've seen this for ladies where they have like curvaceous ladies or skinny ladies or toned ladies or athletic ladies. And what it does is it gets you to click onto a box to make you think you're going to get that result. It's giving you choices, and then you feel like you're in control. Similarly with men, I seen one of the day, what kind of a cat do you want to be? And there's a lion, a tiger, and they've got superimposed muscles on these cats, and a cheetah. And then apparently it gives you a different diet based on what kind of a muscular cat you want to be. Ever heard such nonsense? And similarly for age. I'm sure a lot of you have seen these quizzes. These quizzes, what they do is they start getting you interested in answering questions, and they divert you left and right to a result that you want. And then all of a sudden you have invested time into it, and then you don't want to have wasted the time you've invested. So then you keep going down that rabbit hole of a magic bullet or a gimmick or something that you know deep down is not going to work. So be cautious of them. Fasting is one of them. You will say, here's how you should fast based on your body type or your age, which could be like 12 and 12 hours fasting, 12 hours not. Jane can recognize them. Jane recognizes them. Good to hear. Could be 16 and 8, fast for 16 hours, eat for 8. Whatever it says. Oh, Lorraine, I'm not sure I can repeat that one. I'm going to try and refrain. If you're there on Saturday over a pint, perhaps I would. But we'll catch you in September. I know you can't be there, but we'll catch you for sure. We'll catch you for sure. Okay. When we fast, what happens is it leads to us going into a catabolic state. That's a posh way of saying our body is now breaking down muscle mass, which negatively impacts our metabolism. And for that reason, fasting makes it more difficult to lose weight long term. You will lose weight temporarily, and I'm sure a lot of people have done it and actually have achieved it short term, but you will not achieve it long term. That's really important. Really, really important. Lots of you here can relate to this, by the way. Any of this helpful? Comment helpful if any of this is helpful. Any of this helpful, guys? Lulu Age, terrible idea. We're all different, which is why TSD works. No one size fits all. Thank you, Lulu, for the lovely words. Thank you for the lovely words. Good to hear, Dana. And massive thank you for Denny as well for sharing this. Speaking to your son, Sean, so was Denny a few days ago. He's an absolute gentleman. Of course he is. He's your son. And I knew that he came to you to see a Tough Mudder last year, so I knew he'd be special. Irene Heller, this program of videos we're worth considering. Thank you, Irene, for sharing. I really appreciate that. You're very good. You're very kind. Okay. As you know, our mission is to help 1 million people. The only way we do that is by you guys sharing what we do. Right now, we have 72,700 people in this group, and I'm so proud for all of you for what you've achieved and what you're doing and what you're accomplishing. Okay. What's more about fasting? It's important to know as well. Yes, Lorraine, fasting does slow down your metabolism. It does that by moving you into a catabolic state, which is breaking down muscle mass, and for that reason, the long-term fasting leads to a reduction in your metabolism, which is why we regain the weight. Furthermore, you'll have worse cognitive function if you're fasting, you'll have worse breath, and you're more likely to get injured because you may be training during your fasted time. And if you're not, you're more likely to overeat as well if you're eating over 8 hours. And by the way, the reason why it works for some people is it enforces a reduced eating window, which means out of the 16 hours that you're awake, 8 of them perhaps now you're not allowed to eat. But it's not creating a healthful relationship with food. And guys, this is not just about eating less and moving more. It is about creating a more healthful relationship with food. Hands up here who now feels they're starting to have a more healthful relationship with food. Hands up here who's been showing up to the lives, doing what we've asked you to do, speaking to their coach, and now has reduced binge eating, comfort eating, tired eating, stress eating. All behavioral struggles that come under the umbrella of comfort eating. Hands up who has noticed marked improvements. Let's comment them. Let's comment them right now. Carla, hello, I see you. I see you for sure, Carla. I see you for sure. Carla says she has also tried some fasting as well. Andrea Montgomery, Judith, Carla Swarbrick, Jason Fung, his advocate. I followed his book. Yes, more normal relationship with food. I gave away my work crisp drawer. Well done, Jane. Sally Bignell, I have less food, FOMO at the moment. Well done. Sassy thinks before she eats. Plans before I go out to eat. Less boredom eating Wendy Dockery. Eating better snacks than I used to. Eating at least 2 meals a day now. Some days I do manage to get in a third meal. Well done, Nanette. Chocolate's lost its appeal. Wow, what a statement, Louise. Lorraine had disordered eating. So many wins, guys. Basically, it's not calling you from the cupboard anymore. Well done. Well done. I'm going to share something with you guys as well. So a lot of you will know that certain foods I love, used to love, don't love, but some foods come back to me. When I was at my heaviest, I was 15 stone at 15 years of age. One of the things that I learned from these lovely English fishermen who I used to fish with regularly in Ireland was the beauty of a gas stove at like -5 degrees by a riverbank, cooking sausages and having a sausage with a slice of cheese and a slice of white bread folded over. Loved it. And to be fair, Nanette knows me as well, KFC. These are things that I have had cravings, like, again, like not now, but on occasion it comes back and I start to crave things like sausages and cheese, or I crave a KFC. How do I deal with that? In KFC, they have a rice box now with some chicken fillets and some vegetables in it. It's calorie controlled. It's 450 calories. I will have that if I ever need a KFC or feel like I want a KFC. Second, sausages. Those of you who shop in Lidl or in Sainsbury's, you can get venison sausages, which are considerably leaner than pork sausages. Considerably leaner. Sainsbury's definitely do them. I think it's Lyledale. Let me see if I can find them for you. Sausages. Whenever I'm in Glasgow, I'm telling you, I have these. My father-in-law gets them for me right out the gate. The reason why I like buying ones that are in packets rather than a butcher is you don't always know what a butcher puts in it. A butcher can say it's lean meat, but you don't know what the actual calories are. Venison sausages, Sainsbury's. So to be able to tackle that itch that I'd have of sausages and cheese, what I would do is I would buy a low-calorie wrap. I would fill it with mushrooms and rocket and a poached egg and a venison sausage. And I chop it up to make it last more. Let me see if I can find it. Sainsbury's venison sausages. Or Lyledale. Lyledale. Promise I'm not on commission for Sainsbury's here. I'm just trying to find a way of giving you the link. There we go. It's Highland Game Cumberland sausages. Highland Game venison sausages. 93 calories per sausage. Still has quite a high intake of fat, but again, portion size here. That's the answer, portion size. So it's in Morrison's here. I'm going to post a link below, just in case any of you guys have the same cravings that I have on occasion. I hope that's helpful. And of course, you can get lots of vegan-friendly sausages as well. My wife is vegan, for those who don't know. So our fridge downstairs is full of vegan alternatives. Okay. And by the way, the reason why I share that is because the lean venison sausages are way nicer than like a turkey sausage or a chicken sausage. And I really, really believe that. So I hope that helps you. Okay. Next fad diet I want you to be aware of. And I'm going to go back to Hayley King, the 5-2 diet. The 5-2 diet is where you have 2 days a week where you eat like 500 calories, very, very low calorie intake, or 1,000 calories in some instances. And the other 5 days, you can then eat whatever you want. This doesn't work because what it leads to is people overeating so much on the other 5 days that they overcompensate for undereating for the 2 days they're on the low calorie days. Theory behind it is apparently your body then gets used to fasting, gets used to eating less, you have less hunger. Not true. It again encourages a more unhealthful relationship with food. It encourages binging and comfort eating. And if you have binged in the past, something like that where you've got high days and low days with calories is one of the worst things you can do to be able to build a relationship with food that you're proud of. Hope that's important. Hope that's important. Suzette Anesh, how did you succeed in giving up alcohol? Okay. So Sinette, Carol, I see regarding the Mediterranean diet. I'll come back to that in a second. In terms of alcohol, guys, I'm going to name some things you can do to reduce alcohol. If you don't want to give it up completely, there's lots of ways we can reduce it. 1, make some rules. No alcohol during the week, only at the weekends. 2, I don't drink at home. Only drink in social settings. 3, be generous. Buy the first round, the second round, and the last round. Make sure when you buy the round, you buy a big pint glass of like a low-calorie drink. You go for 1 measure of alcohol, like a gin or a Jameson or a whiskey or a vodka, but make sure you don't go for doubles. Make it last longer by having a bigger glass. Skip an alcoholic shot every second drink. Have an alcohol-free drink. Have water as you go. Don't drink alcohol with food. I don't like doing that. I like to separate them. I like to really enjoy the food. Have a rule, I don't drink with food. What that will do is it reduce your drinking window. Change your friends. If you got people who are binge drinkers, seriously consider not spending as much time with them. Meet them for a coffee. Meet them for a walk. Meet them during the day when alcohol is less likely to happen. If you've got lots of friends who do enjoy a drink, don't meet them all individually at weekends. Meet them once every 4 months. Meet them less frequently. Have a Diora light before you go drinking. Keep yourself hydrated. Bank some calories. Pull the calories back during the week. Increase your steps. Make sure you go back for a nap the following day. Protect your sleep. Do not do excessive exercise the day after drinking if you're dehydrated, which you will be. And if you're underrested, which you will be, then you're more likely to get injured. Hope that helps, guys. Any of that helpful? Carla Swerbreck, in terms of Mediterranean diet, lots of helpful foods on it. Only thing to be careful with it is that it does encourage a high intake of dietary fat like nuts, olive oils, extra virgin olive oils, and salads. And I would much rather you guys have fat from food rather than adding fat to food. We don't need to add extra virgin olive oil to salads or to meals. 1 calorie spray, just as good, way lesser calories. And yes, there is no harmful effects whatsoever of having a 1 calorie spray. I live and breathe them. Live and breathe them. Live and breathe them. We're also going to have a wonderful lady coming on in a few minutes. If you are here, Viola, give me a wave, say hello. If you are here, Viola, give me a wave and do say hello. Massive thank you to Peter Hunt for sharing this. Samantha Granger. Peter, hope I meet you on Saturday. Looking forward to it. Haley Pope, you as well. Smashed the cargo net last year. Let's do it all over again. I'm with Nanette. A nice citrus dressing is lovely. I love balsamic vinegar myself as well. Viola Regan, hello, fantastic. Do click on the Zoom link if you can. And then you should be able to join us. There you go. So guys, this week's challenge is going to be twofold. 1, I challenge all of you who have signed up for Tough Mudder, but are scared, have bought a ticket or paid for your accommodation and are scared of failing or meeting lots of people you don't know. I challenge all of you to feel the fear and do it anyway. I challenge all of you to be there. You don't have to do the event. You can come and you can spectate and allow me to give you a hug. Meet us in person. Let me buy you dinner that night. Please be there. It is one of the best days of my year. Hands down, one of the best days of my year, if not the. Don't tell Babs, but it is. It's absolutely savage. And I'm so excited, by the way. So excited. And I've spoken to so many people over the last 4 years of us doing these events who have really regretted it afterwards. So just come along, be part of the family. Even if you're injured, come along, be part of it. Even if you can only come for the day, come along, be part of it. Be in the photo. Be in the photo. Be proud of what you've done. Thank you, Carla. It is in Manchester this Saturday. Manchester this Saturday. It's in Manchester this Saturday. I'm going to post all the information down here. I'd love to meet you in person, guys. Those of you who are on holiday, Caroline Kirkland, hello, can't wait to see you too. Good stuff, Dana. Those of you who are on holiday and have got an event that's clashing with a family occasion or a 21st or something that you certainly can't say no to, I want you to bite the bullet on Saturday, and I want you to commit to September 21st, the next Tough Mudder, which is going to be in London. And be there, be part of it. Be there, be part of it. Anyone did Tough Mudder below who found it was an incredible day, comment below, share your enthusiasm, tell people below in the comments what it was that you got out of it. By the way, we are not affiliated with Tough Mudder in any way. We have no financial benefit from you doing this in any way at all. If anything, the opposite. I've been fighting to get you discounts for the years gone by. They used to do 150. We've managed to keep them down to 65 quid per ticket. The reason why we do it is because ever since COVID happened in 2019, I'm sure you've noticed that there are lots of people who have been impacted that and they have become isolated in a variety of ways. Lots of people who either have drifted apart from friends or perhaps their social circle isn't what they want it to be. We do this to raise money for charity, to allow us to meet, build that tribe, and to allow you to do something that at one stage in your life you thought was nowhere near possible. When you repeatedly do things that you think are nowhere near within your physical and mental capabilities, does that increase your confidence or decrease it? What do we think? Does it increase your confidence or decrease it? Look at this, all of the wonderful comments, guys. It increases your confidence. It increases your confidence. Of course it does. Of course it does. And then all of a sudden you realize how much fun you're having. And it's like a big day out. A big day out. And don't fall into the trap of believing I'm not fit enough. We've had people size 28 do Tough Mudder with us. Size 28. With double knee replacements. Denny Phillips last year, like partial hearing, partial sight, knee replacements, 69 years of age, now 70, doing Tough Mudder. Denny Phillips was in a wheelchair before we met, and she alone has just refused to lie down to adversity and continues to be one of the biggest admirations that I've ever had the absolute luxury of meeting. You know, I mean, honestly, Denny, you're something beyond special. And last year she jumped out of an aeroplane for charity. That's the kind of these are the kind of people who you're going to meet here. Many people are worried because of knees or joint problems. You don't need to do an obstacle. If you don't like it, walk right past it. And the beautiful thing is, nobody's going to notice because there's going to be so many of us there. There'll be over 100 of us. And everyone is a stranger only until they're not. And as soon as you say hello, we're all going to have name badges on. Make sure you have your name badge on your jacket and on your t-shirt so everyone can speak to you easily. Be the first person to smile and give a hand. Outreach your hand. Put a hand out, introduce yourself. Be the first person to smile. Little challenge as well. Everyone coming on Saturday, I want you to put your hand out and say, hi, my name is Denny, lovely to meet you. Hello, my name is Deborah, lovely to meet you. Hello, my name is Hayley Pope, lovely to meet you. I want you to introduce yourself first. 3 people. 3 people. 3 people this Saturday. If everyone can do that, especially the Platinum members who've been here a while, I'm really counting on you guys to make everyone feel welcome. If you've just joined the team, just joined what we do for a living, just joined our family, come along. If you feel you're not there yet, come along, spectate. It's a 10K course that we walk around together. Nobody runs. Nobody runs. You do 2K and then finish up there. No one notices. Meet you at the finish line. Haley Pope, arthritis in my knees, thought I wouldn't cope. And of course she did. So guys, I'm just so grateful and I'm so excited. And with that excitement right now, what I want to do is welcome on Viola Regan. Can we give Viola a massive, massive warm TSD welcome? Viola, hello, can you hear me? Viola, hello, how are you? Can we give Viola a big warm welcome, please?
Hi.
Hello, Viola, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Good to see you.
Great to see you too. You look fabulous. You look absolutely fabulous.
I take the compliments now anymore, Alec. A year ago, if somebody said that to me, I'd be saying, oh no.
Yeah.
But now you take the compliment.
Of course you do. Of course you do. You take the compliment because enough people in this world will put you down. So when someone is actually praising you, take it. Take it. And I know it's uncomfortable, and I'm still working on it as well. So I am. I'm still working on it. But it is very, very, very powerful. And look, it's so good to see you here. Love hearing an Irish accent on here too. It doesn't happen too often. So Viola, thanks for coming on. Tonight we're going to talk about a few things that Viola's been through, a few things that Viola has achieved. But the most important, like in my opinion, is to celebrate you and to celebrate all the people who will achieve what you've achieved. And they're just starting. And they don't recognize it yet. They're just beginning. They're exactly the same as yourself and everybody else, except they're on a different stage in their journey. So just to be able to resonate with all of those wonderful humans who are right at the start, perhaps haven't even started yet, what were the main struggles, Viola, that you had before we met, or what was being impacted in your life because of your weight?
Well, I was very angry with myself. I was really upset that I had allowed myself get to where I was at. I suppose it was a bit of self-loathing was a big thing there. Like I'd always been terribly fit. I'd always been a person that played a lot of sport. I played hockey until my mid-40s. I replaced that with golf. And because I just wasn't able to keep up, I used to train with the men when I was playing hockey, but just wasn't able to for the speed anymore. Took that up, and then I had back surgery, and I had major back problems, and that it changed things quite a bit for me in terms of what I could and couldn't do, and it caused quite a lot of problems for me. But like, I'm not one to take things lying down, and there's a good Irish spirit in me, so I was determined to keep going. So but it just meant I had to just do things a different way and so on. And
what was hard,
you know,
what did you find difficult because of your back or because of your weight? What
the golf, I mean, I really love golf. I'm terribly competitive. I mean, if I bet with you putting a flag up the wall that I'd win. So not being able to be in a competitive sport was a big thing for me, and not being able to play the golf. And I would still go out and try, and I'd play in a competition maybe on a Saturday or something. But come bedtime, it got to the point my husband had carried me to bed. So it had to go. I just couldn't keep doing it. And then I guess, life was happening at the same time. It was loading on its own bits and pieces of crap, as it does for everybody. And, I was looking after aging parents. I was doing all those things that all the lovely people on the call do and talk about on the inner circle. And, their stories, you can resonate with it. And, your time is less and less. You're traveling between homes. You're going, my mum was 2 hours away on a drive. In Ireland, we don't talk about mileage. We talk about when somebody asks you how far away do they live, 2 hours. You never say how far, you say how long.
You're dead right. You're dead right, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. So So yeah, that kind of stopped me as well in terms of the time that I could dedicate to fitness. Um, so it became it just became a way of life like that. You just I didn't concentrate on that side of things anymore, and then like everybody else, other things kicked in, some very painful bereavements. Um, Now, don't get me wrong, in terms of looking after parents and things like that, I was hugely privileged to have my mum until she was 94. And, being able for to go and look after her and do all of that is, it's something I'd always be very, very grateful for. And, and actually, it was her 10th anniversary just last week. So, I mean, how great is that? To be able to just do that and to know that. But then just after, not long after she passed, my brother passed. He had cancer, and it was a really sad situation because his wife had predeceased him, and she had spent 6 months on life support before she passed. And I had spent a lot of time traveling there. I spent 6 months traveling to the hospital to relieve him. While she was on life support, she was still awake. And it was a very, very tough situation. We had to turn off the machines. So, it wasn't a pleasant situation. And I think the stress of it gave him the cancer. Because stress obviously plays a big role in people's lives. And things like that. So life was just dumping on you, as and then of course it wouldn't be a Monday Live without us talking about the dreaded menopause. You know, where would you be without it?
Yeah.
I think I think Alec, you're about the only man I ever heard talking more about menopause than sport.
Yeah,
It,
for
so I
sure.
had all the usual. I had the usual weight gain then, as a result of that. And then I had a few dodgy scans, and after I had thought I had come through it. But I think what a lot of people don't realize, you never got to come through it. It's never over. At least until for a lot more years than when you actually think it's over. And when I had my ovaries and fallopian tube removed, and it actually kicked me right back into menopause. And the weight gain started again. And then it was just, things as you go. And then lost my best friend to cancer. Then she was the one that I used to go on holidays with every year when our husbands would go like golf. We'd go off and we'd maybe take a week and tour around Italy or wherever we were going. So that was gone as well. So it was just, it's just a combination of things as you go. And then lockdown. I mean, it was the worst for me because I had a big team at work, and the next thing was in the middle of lockdown, they were scattered to four corners of Ireland after us being in an office, 40 or 50 of us all at the one time. Like I had a team up to 100 people at different times. And then all of a sudden, they're scattered all over Ireland. And I spent my whole day on Teams calls, with them for the whole day. And my work didn't start until they were finished, until 6 o'clock in the evening. I didn't get to the real day job. And I ended up doing, 16, 18 hour days. I was falling into bed at 2 in the morning, but not before I drank a bottle of wine. That became my de-stressor. And, what used to be a treat on a Saturday night became my thing. And you hate to be the person to admit it, but it's the truth. And gradually it was becoming more and more and more. The weekend began on a Thursday, and then it began on a Wednesday. And then, well, you had the excuse of the stress all day. And so, and my head was fried with figures and things. I worked with data analytics and lots of figures and spreadsheets all day long. And, come 1 a.m., your head is fried. Like, so when I should have been even going out for a walk, I was drinking a bottle of wine. I was drinking my calories. You know, so that was it. And if you had put the same calories on a dinner plate and asked me to eat it, I wouldn't have been able to eat it, but I could sure as hell drink it.
I,
So,
to be
so
fair,
it was,
16, 18-hour days and all of
yeah,
the losses that you went through, like people need to have a coping strategy, and
yeah.
oftentimes it's alcohol, and and actually the fact that you've managed to go through all of that and actually get past it is just something worth celebrating. Like you heard the
Oh,
expression, if you're going through hell, keep going. You kept going. And what made you
oh
feel
yes.
we could help you?
Sorry, Alec.
What made you feel that we could help?
Um, well, I had got to the point where I said I've got to do something, and not only was I turning to wine, but I used to be an occasional social smoker. I mean, all you know, everything's on the table here now. I'm telling you all the bad stories.
Fair
But
play.
because, and I would have had a cigarette when I was when I'd have a drink, and but then that was only maybe on a Saturday night you had a drink. But then all of a sudden, I was nearly becoming a smoker, and I said something has got to change here. And I was on holidays, and I started. Of course, I turned to our old friend Mr. Google, and I said, right, I'll start googling and see is there help out there, and lots of schmucks, loads of them there on. Oh man, like you're kind of wondering, but then the algorithm did its thing and it sent you to my Facebook page.
Yeah.
And I think what really shocked me was you responded to me on St. Stephen's Day. And I was like, I said, this is dodgy. Like, first, like, who works on St. Stephen's Day? And, but you seem like a fairly stand up guy. And then you started, I answered the surveys and different things for you, and you put Bobby. And actually, after the call with Bobby, when I knew that it was the proper fit for me,
Hmm.
I absolutely went to pieces, cried my heart out. Sorry.
I think you're very brave, Viola. I think you're very, very brave. And why do you think that is? Why was it like
It
you
it
never passed
was
that? Go ahead.
it was the light.
Stop.
Yeah, it was just the light. There was help and the right fit, the right people. And Bobby put me on to Emma, and my goodness, if ever there was a good fit for me, it was Emma. I mean, she's just cracking 90, like she's deadly, and it was just I mean, when the Scottish accent and the Irish or the Scottish accent and the Irish accent get together, you don't know whether we're fighting or laughing. I mean, it's just as great, and she understands me, she gets me, um, you know, and it was just this thing. The one thing that really bothered me about the way I was going, I was getting stiff. I wasn't getting out of the chair. Easily. My back was sore, my knees were sore, and there was an old woman knocking on the door, and I said, "Bloody hell, you're not getting in!" Like, you're staying. I'm leaving you at the door for the next 20 years. So I really had to do something for to keep her away, So, and
Precisely.
I
You
did,
want to age prematurely.
and we are
You want to be as independent for as long as possible. You want to have options.
absolutely.
And what have you achieved, Viola, with Emma? What have you achieved?
Um, for me, well, look, I have lots more to go. I'm really happy in the sense that I have 22 pounds off so far. I kind of started at the start of February, and I'm back in my old jeans.
Brilliant.
I'm back dancing. I love dancing, right? I love dancing. I went to my grandnephew's 18th birthday party on Saturday night down in Sligo, 2 hours
Yeah,
drive.
yeah, yeah.
And I danced at 2 a.m. in the morning. And I would not have done that 6 months ago. I wouldn't have even gone to the party 6 months ago. So it's the whole, I'm back, I'm living, I'm engaging, I'm accepting every invitation. I'm, making new circles of friends. I, joined the gym, joined 2 different yoga classes, joined a hill walking group, and all because of that first move. And I keep building on different circles, and even joining the local housing association. I wouldn't have flipping done that 6 months ago because I didn't even want to go to the meeting. And now I down tools at 5:30. I tell them at work, F off. I'm gone. I'm in the gym at 5:30. That's it. I've an appointment. I ain't working, doing, I'm not doing this to myself anymore. I come first. And I keep singing your praises everywhere I go now. Like a while ago, when you were in that job, when you hated what you saw in the mirror, when you were loathing with yourself, you didn't want to talk to anybody about it.
Of course.
You didn't. I wouldn't even say to my husband, Sean, I hate the way I am, or I hate what I'm doing. He was almost aiding and abetting me in the sense that, look, you're having really long days, you're stressed, and it was kindness. But he was killing me with his kindness. And what he should have been giving the ass and saying, stop what you're at, like. But he could see the stress I was under.
You're too close to something, and if it's your partner, of course, he's trying to find a way of comforting you. And
Yeah,
he obviously meant really well. And same when our friends say to us, don't be silly, nothing to worry about. It's trivializing the problem. And if we trivialize the
yeah,
problem, it reduces the urgency of changing it. And Viola, you are just beaming. I mean, you're absolutely beaming. I mean, the smile, priceless, and just the
yeah.
energy coming from you. And what makes you think this is sustainable? You've obviously achieved an awful lot, by the way, since February. I mean, you've
I think
listed off like 9 things that you're doing differently. That's
yeah,
amazing. So, like,
yeah.
what do you think it's sustainable?
Well, I absolutely love the gym sessions now. I mean, I just wouldn't miss them. And like I was even in my niece's house there yesterday before I came back home, and I was showing her how I could do split squats, and I was showing her husband and I was singing praises of what I can do, and the next thing was the two of them were sitting there saying, "Gosh, we need to join something. We need to think about this," and you're just at work they want me to do something like this, and give them a talk at work for to say, what you need to be doing and the kind of things you need to be doing, all that kind of stuff. So it's I think it's the talking, like the inner circle there, when people talk and talk to each other and everything else. It's wonderful. It's just like, just being able to share and to have a safe space to share. And just uh, it's there's so many kind words expressed on the inner circle. It's like, and then the Lorraine Duggins that'll literally cut you roaring laughing in the morning before you start your day's work. And
Brilliant, isn't she?
yeah, yeah. And it's all the lovely responses, and or somebody shows themselves, trying to do, hang low or whatever, and posting it, and you just feel, well, okay, I can do this. Now I'm really bad at posting on the inner circle. I don't share my wins. I'm really I think maybe after this I will, but I have been I will respond and I'll answer, and I do go in and respond to other people and congratulate them and all that kind of thing. But sharing my own wasn't my thing on social media, more the fact that you kind of, other people they're achieving so much and you think, oh, well, like I haven't, what have I done kind of thing. But actually, yeah, when I look back, and the one thing I would say to anybody joining is progress photographs. Take them all the time. Just every couple of weeks, take those photographs, because when I look back on what the early photographs compared to this week I took, and just put them side by side on my phone. Yes, look at that.
Oh, Viola, you're
But they're fun.
I want to stop you for a second. The comments coming in right now, we have 527 comments. They're saying, I want to learn how to be able to stop work at 5:30. You're an inspiration. I could listen to you all night. You've achieved so much. You're such an amazing change in a short period of time. There's so many comments here from so many people. And the beautiful thing is, like, you talk about the inner circle, about it being a lovely, safe space, but you're one of the building blocks that's built that by you going in and helping other people. You coming on here and smiling from ear to ear. I literally haven't seen you stop smiling. Like, you've just been absolutely glorious at this. And if you had to give some advice to people who are on the fence, who are scared, or who are on the journey and having a tough week and are doubting themselves, what would that be?
Certainly, I mean, I've had tough weeks, and there's weeks when you can be better than doing what you should do. But I think a reminder that it took me 10 years to get to that position. I can't expect it to be fixed in 10 weeks, So it's you're there for the long haul. You're not there for the short win. So this is about your future life, and it's about into your retirement, and it's about you being able to enjoy that future. And look, if you have a bad week last week, you didn't really. Just add it all up and look what you've achieved since you started. And look there and look there and what happened in between. It's just what happened last week isn't the end of the world if it was a bad week. I mean,
That's so
hands up. I had gin and tonic on Saturday night. I was not going to a party without having a gin and tonic.
good.
That's it.
Balance.
You can't beat the total
I'll
balance.
be
Yeah.
going to Largo on Saturday. That's for sure and certain. I'll certainly be. I'll probably have two or three of them, but I'll definitely be having a couple of pints on Saturday myself at Tough Mudder. So, like, it's about balance. And there's a couple of things there that you said that is so important. You said, if you think you're having a tough week, you're not having a tough week. And that's actually something that seems so simple, but is so powerful, because if you feel like you've failed, or as if you've had a bad week, inverted commas, and you've let yourself down, you probably still have had 8 hours sleep. You probably have had a piece of fruit or a vegetable. You've done 10,000 steps, or you have turned away from a high calorie binge. Like, that's 4 things you've done incredibly well in a day, even if you never go to a gym, or even if you never work out at home, like a lot of people who we help do, or even if you do have a higher calorie meal for your evening, or a bottle of wine. If we look for the wins, we find them. If we focus on the failures or the slips, that's all we'll see. That's all we'll see. So I just want to thank you for coming on here. You are just a breath of fresh air, Viola. You are so vibrant, actually. You're full of vibrancy. And it's so lovely to speak to you. And I just want to thank you. There's so many comments. Please, it's now 718. So best of luck getting through all of them. So if you can work your way through them and just message a few of them back, best of luck. But that would be amazing.
Of course.
And you're on the start of your journey. You're massively winning already, and that's never going to change. And I'm so proud of you, and so is Emma.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
And thanks to everyone. Thank you.
My pleasure. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.